A staple on our social media feeds following his journeys as a DJ and his customary pre-announcements, the wildly successful Adrenaline Sessions, radio show and live events, and even more so, stellar trance releases, including his residency on labels like Hard Trance Europe. We're no strangers to the British-Irish legend Ed Lynam at the Church of Trance. Our first introduction to his sound and style came by way of the release of Oxytocin on HQ Recordings, and since his chart toppers like Noradrenaline, and most recently Phenomena with Nicholson on High Voltage have been playing in our studio and in our sets. After connecting with Ed in person at Dreamstate in 2023, we've since enjoyed regular conversations about future tour aspirations and new tracks. But when he dropped a hint about a remix of Orla Feeney's comic strip, originally released on Paul Van Dyk's Vandit in 2009, and how he transformed into a 140 BPM trance belter on Linnea Chassot's label Auditory Recordings, we had to learn more about his modern touch to the timeless classic. Hey Ed, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Looking back at the making of this remix, what was your inspiration to attack such a massive classic as Comic Strip?
I've always enjoyed remixing tracks and classics of yesteryear that have had little or no remixes before. Go for something different. Dark Alliance Genetic, for example, had no official remixes till mine came along. I remember the original version of Comic Strip being hammered out a lot when it was released, especially by Paul Van Dyk. And the catchy hook at the breakdown really did elevate the crowd. So, yeah, to have a crack at that felt this could be fun to do.
Was there a favorite moment from the production process that stuck out in making this track?
I'd say when it was mastered. To experience the finished article for the first time, start to finish, it's enjoyable. Sure, everybody gets bogged down at certain points, but I think the finished article is always the bit that gets to cherish the most, in my opinion anyway.
What was Orla's feedback on the remix when she first heard it? Did it change much from the first version to the final?
I've been friends with Orla since I moved to Dublin. I'm in awe of her as a musician and a friend, so this remix was in a way kind of a surprise for her. Obviously it's her most famous track, but she largely advised me to do whatever I liked with the remix and how it sounded, so I did so. And she loved the first master, and that's what we stuck with.
What's on the radar for Ed Lynam in the second half of 2024, with productions and your Adrenaline Session brand?
We just had an Adrenaline Session sister brand's Sunset Sessions event, hosting a daytime party in Dublin on 20th July with Paul Thomas. It was a good vibe and actually decent weather, so we'll be doing more of those in 2025 for sure. We also have Unified joining forces with us on Friday 18th October for 5 hours of charts classics with Binary Finery, Space Brothers, Paul Webster, Derek T, and myself. The radio show is of course still airing monthly, and we have some exciting guests coming up for that. I've also just played at 2 big festivals in Europe, Nature One in Germany and the Zurich Street Parade in Switzerland. Productions-wise, I've had a hard trance track just come out last month on Near Rave Nation, a great new American label run by my friend Wee Wilder. The Comic Strip remix is coming out on Friday 16th of August on Auditory Recordings, of course, and I've had a great collaboration coming out on Hard Trance Europe on 6th September with the one and only Rob Tessera. There are a couple of other big projects in the pipeline. Whether they will come out before end of 2024, I'm not sure.
Ed starts off this 2024 version with driving hard trance mains and brings in the familiar hook from the build in the original version right off the bat to set the energy. We're met in the breakdown with a very ethereal vibe, keeping with a light, uplifting tone akin to the 2009 version. As the build climbs with energy, we're met with the drop and the hard-hitting bass, followed by a roller coaster of a build, with another stellar drop into the energetic outro. We're already playing this one in a number of our sets, and you'll definitely see why it's one of our favorite picks for August 2024, which you can find the last Friday of the month on afterhours.fm, and then on demand at your favorite streaming portals.